every now and then, I'm extremely confused on the prices listed for certain sneakers on resale platforms. The math doesn't math. It doesn't make sense, especially in current times right now. The price you would have gotten even a year ago for a lot of sneakers, you simply won't be able to get that in 2024. You just won't. So for some of us, this is just a reality. If you are looking to get rid of your sneakers, I hope you're doing it for the reason maybe you want some extra cash, and I don't blame you there, right? I funded a weekend trip to New York based on getting rid of a number of different sneakers that I just wasn't wearing anymore or not wearing enough. They went to better homes, and I'm very happy. Still love the decision I made for myself there. But if you're looking to get maybe what you would have gotten in 2022, 2023, please just put those thoughts aside because I don't think it's happening. I think people are much more realistic on what they should be paying for these sneakers because you can certainly control, the market and how it shifts by just not paying these astronomical prices for a lot of sneakers posted for resale. Now, I'm not someone who thinks that all resale is inherently bad because guess what? I've been able to acquire certain pairs that I didn't get when they dropped. That's what resale gives you an opportunity to do, but you always need to buy at a price that will be reasonable to you, right? What is reasonable to me may not be reasonable to you. Some of you have never paid resale. You've never played the resale game. You just said that wasn't for you. If you didn't get it for retail or below retail, then it wasn't happening. A lot of respect for you. I've played that game. I certainly have. I've paid resale for some pairs that I would consider grails to myself. I've done it for not even just crazy amounts over the retail price, just a sneaker I may have really, really wanted. And I ask myself today, would I do it all over again? And I think that's a really good question to pose to yourself when you're going through your closet to actually get rid of sneakers that you really aren't wearing. They're not being worked into rotation. If you had to do it all over again today, as it stands, when you're in this different mindset, would you pay the price you paid then today? Would you? Because for me, a number of these pairs, the answer is no. It's definitively no. I would not. And I'm noticing this, I think, when it comes to the Air Jordan 1 High 85 Bred that's set to return at a price point of $250 before taxes, before shipping. Even a few years ago, I think people would have been very open to paying that resale even for an 85, because typically for an 85, you will be charged more, right? It won't be the $180 for a men's pair. Instead, you'll look at $200. That's still high for quite a few, people for a lot of people when it comes to, buying a Jordan 1, because you are used to it being one of the lowest cost sneakers for a retro. And a few years ago, again, I think people would have been very open to, oh, well, I missed out at $200 retail, $250. I'm only paying $50 over retail. Not a problem. I'm okay paying that resale. I think the reality, though, now that Nike and Jordan have just kind of ran with that, you're clearly willing to pay it. You've shown that you're willing to pay it. Back in the day, it didn't, well, and I say back in the day, a few years ago, it wasn't that off-putting for you to pay an extra $70 or maybe $80 for that shoe you missed out on to then have it in your hands and maybe on your feet. I don't know. A lot of people don't even, wear a lot of shoes past posting them on IG. That's just the truth. They saw that. So now this price is at $250. A lot of you are saying, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that retail for a sneaker. And I think that speaks to what you may value these sneakers at now. I think it's different. In case in point, I just want to talk about a sneaker I own. I just wore it the other day. The price posted for this on StockX is blowing my mind, okay? Do you guys remember this sneaker? The Air Jordan 1 Low OG Bleached Coral, right? And they had a high that went along with this as well. But the Bleached Coral, the Low, was the only one I cared about. I love this pair. I've stated this in previous videos. This is certainly a summer pair for me that I like to pull out and enjoy. And like I said, I wore this the other day, actually, when I went to the salon to get my hair done. I threw this on, pair of olive green twill pants and just a white tank. Kept it basic, kept it simple. And actually, my stylist complimented me on this sneaker. Believe this was 110, maybe 120. It might have been 120 because I believe, if you're looking at a lot of Jordan 1 lows and the OG cuts, you're looking at about 120. Okay, fine, not a problem. Do you want to know what this sneaker is going for right now? In my size, because this is a 6.5. I usually go up a half size in my ones. $452. Let me say that again. For this right here, just this, $452. Did I miss something? Like, when did this become a sneaker that you would post for almost $500? If I had to do it all over again with this shoe, yes, I don't mind paying retail for it. Although in current landscape, I would just wait about 7 business days and it would go on sale. But $450, could I pay it? Absolutely. Would I? No, I would not. Now, this will tie into the series. It is certainly coming to an end, I believe, in probably two more payments within coming weeks. No, I would not go buy this right now. This is just me speaking at $450. I certainly could, because a $450 payment was made on the principal towards that second to last loan. So I only have 2 more left. We are firmly in that home stretch. I'm ready to round third and just slide right on in, home free. Okay, home free of all of these loans. So again, the series will be coming to an end, and I will shift what I like to discuss about personal finance and still being intentional and how to maybe think about different things. That will not change just because the student loans versus sneaker resale, just because that's going to be done. Good things come to an end, because it is a good thing. I feel that hopefully I inspired some of you to not feel bad on making the choice to miss out on different pairs that you could get and you were able to get because you wanted to do something else. You wanted to do something that was better in the moment and long term for your financial future and your personal future altogether. I heard this term and I definitely didn't understand what it was. I laughed at it at first, but it makes sense. So we know what FOMO is. It is the fear of missing out. And we have all fallen into this trap of the fear of missing out. We want something and we've seen others with it and we just don't want to not have it ourselves. And I get it. It's natural to have it, right? Because these things aren't needs. Let me be clear, they're not needs, okay? They're just wants. So to want a new sneaker, a new t-shirt, a new jersey of my favorite player, they're wants. I will live and continue to breathe and go on about my life if I don't get them. So just keep that in mind. But when we're talking about the fear of missing out, one of my favorite creators who definitely touches on conscientious consumerism and kind of the intersectionality of how that plays into everything, especially with social media. She said JOMO, which is like the joy of missing out. And I think you have to find some type of contentment or joy when you are on a certain path or you're trying to achieve a certain goal. You need to find some contentment. Maybe it won't reach joy, but you do need to find some contentment in not having every single thing that you may want or every single thing that is out there that you see others with. And yes, it's attractive to you and it's exciting and it draws you in, but if you're only focused on the fear of you missing out on that thing versus the joy and contentment of you chasing whatever this other thing is that you say is more important and it means more in this moment, it's going to set you up for success far beyond any sneaker possibly did. That's a reality I think that you will have to accept and be at peace with. And I can firmly say this, I will be joyful and not dropping $250 on that Jordan 1 High 85. I'm just not doing it. I'm just in a place where I'm not doing it. I'll let you in on something else before we leave, okay? Again, I said there were pairs in which I paid resale for in the past. Would I do it all over again? No. Some of those being the fear of God ones. Now, you possibly have seen like some news going around that could this be the end of Jerry and Adidas, and I would like to see more of that kind of fleshed out maybe before I have full thoughts on it. But looking back now, I'm not willing to pay $250 for a Jordan 1 High 85 Bread. I originally didn't want to pay the $350 for the Fear of God 1, and I didn't when those pairs dropped. I waited. I did an entire exercise here on delayed gratification. I put like $60 a month or $75 aside every single month. We voted. This was a cool interactive experience between myself and you guys as viewers, and then the sneaker was purchased. They're amazing. They are. But remember, I referenced in cost per wear. How often do you think I actually wear the sneakers? They're like up here on top of my shelves. How often do I wear them? Not a lot. Not a lot for me to justify like the $700 that was spent on them now that I'm in 2024. Because lifestyle-wise, it's not an everyday shoe. It's just not. Let's just be real. It's not an everyday shoe. So the cost per wear is pretty high, even moving into years 3 and 4 and beyond of me having that shoe. So being candid with you, I wouldn't have paid the 350 for them. Certainly not the 700. If this was today, if I would do it all over again, it wouldn't happen. And it's okay for your perspective on things to change. It's okay for how you view some things that you coveted and you really loved and you really admired and you wanted, and because you could, you did, and you even did it in a really smart way. I did it what I felt in a smart way. There was a lesson learned in delayed gratification. But once you get the thing that you really wanted, it may not be what you actually thought it was going to be. Not down the line. Not once you grow and you change, and I think that's okay. I think we need to embrace that more. So please be sure to go ahead and comment your thoughts below. Would you ever in your life pay $450 for the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Bleached Coral? I would think not. I would actually hope not. I would hope that you wouldn't pay that for this shoe. I can't see myself paying that for any shoe right now. I just can't. At all. Just different place, different time back then in life, and I just wouldn't do it today. And hopefully you guys have tuned into the video previously, because I just think some of you are needing a fix when you say sneakers are dry, and you may not like that, but it's exactly how I feel. It's an I said what I said moment. The same as me saying 4 to 5 sneakers a month is not normal. So please be sure to check out those videos. I really appreciate your feedback on those, that you're appreciating these conversations. You feel as if they aren't being had within this space, and they likely aren't. So I'm happy to have them with you. I appreciate you tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.